Hare Krishna, liebe Gäste, liebe Leute, herzlich willkommen zum Sommerfest. Also vielen Dank für Gitarrist, für den wunderschönen Kirtans. Haribo! Ja, erstmal wollte ich bitten, damit auf jeden Fall die Prabhus erstmal alle nach vorne kommen. Also wirklich bis wir die erst lassen. Da kommen noch Gäste und da passen wir nicht alle rein. Wir sind schon fast alle voll. Und die Manager, wenn es geht, auch ein bisschen nach vorne. Das kann man auch hier sitzen. Ja, eine Frage. Gibt es vielleicht diejenigen, die hier zum ersten Mal im Tempel sind? Okay, Hare Krishna, willkommen. 1, 2. Spricht ihr Englisch oder Deutsch? Oder?
Englisch besser?
Deutsch?
Ja.
Okay. Wer lernst du das? Deutsch? Sie kriegen ein kleines Geschenk für uns. Ah, Mansuka. Hier sind noch 2 Personen. Ja. Also, ja, wir machen es mal so weiter. Also die Lecture wird heute gegeben, nicht vom Gast. Also, das ist gar kein Gast. Seit 20 oder länger als 20 Jahren gehört er einfach zum Inventar schon vom Tempel. Der gehört zum Tempel dazu wie Altar. Also der Sudama Prabhu braucht keine Vorstellung, also braucht man nicht vorstellen, jeder kennt ihn. Das ist eine ganz wichtige Person in unserer Gemeinde, ganz wichtiger Prediger. Also herzlich willkommen, Sudama Prabhu, Ki Jai! Die Lecture wird auf Englisch sein. Die Lecture wird auf Englisch sein. Wir brauchen Übersetzung auf Deutsch, bitte Hand hoch. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Und es wird auch auf Hindi übersetzt. Wir brauchen Übersetzung auf Hindi. Also gar keine, bis jetzt gar keine. Ne? Okay. Die Leute kommen noch. Hare Krishna. Ja, okay. Herzlich willkommen. Wer wird auf Deutsch übersetzen? Wer wird auf Deutsch übersetzen?
You will make Deutsch translation.
हाँ जरूर भैया मेरे कोई जर्मन नहीं आती
तो बोल जर्मन ट्रांसलेशन
जय राधा माधव
जय राधा
जय राधा माधव His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada की भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा धाम की जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की गंगा माई की यमुना माई की भक्ति देव तुलसी महारानी की सभा वेद भक्त वृंद की All glories to Assembly devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to Assembly devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to Assembly devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Sri Hare Krishna. Everyone. Once again, welcome to our Sunday program. I'm very, very happy and pleased to be here and take the opportunity to learn something with you all from the wisdom of Bhagavad Gita. Reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 13. Is everything arranged for translation? Okay. Hare Krishna. Dehinosmin yata dehe.
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 Kaumaram yavvanam jara.
Kaumaram yavanam jara.
Kaumaram yavvanam jara.
Kaumaram yavanam jara.
Kaumaram yavvanam jara.
Kaumaram yavanam jara.
Tata dehantara praptir.
Tata dehantara prapti.
Tata dehantara praptir.
Tata dehantara prapti.
तथा देहांतर प्राप्ते
तथा देहांतर प्राप्ति
धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति
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 देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे
देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे
कौमारं यौवनं जरा
कौमारं यौवनं जरा
तथा देहांतर प्राप्ते
तथा देहांतर प्राप्ते
धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति
धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे
देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे
कौमारं यौवनं जरा
कौमारं यौवनं जरा
तथा देहांतर प्राप्तिर्
तथा देहांतर प्राप्तिर्
धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति
धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति
देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे
देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे
कौमारं यौवनं जरा
कौमारं यौवनं च
तथा देहांतर प्राप्तिर्
तथा देहांतर प्राप्तिर्
धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति
धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति
माताजी
देहिनोऽस्मिन् यथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा तथा देहांतर प्राप्तिर् धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति अस्मिन् तथा देहे कौमारं यौवनं जरा तथा देहान्तरप्राप्तिर् धीरस्तत्र न मुह्यति
Dehina
of
the embodied
asmin
in this yatha as dehe in the body kaumaram boyhood yavanam youth jara old age tatha similarly deha antara of transference of the body prapti achievement dhira the sober tatra thereupon na never muhyati is deluded. Reading the purport and reading the translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. As the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. Purport. Since every living entity is an individual soul, each is changing his body every moment, manifesting sometimes as a child, sometimes as a youth, and sometimes as an old man. Yet the same spirit soul is there and does not undergo any change. This individual soul finally changes the body at death and transmigrates to another body. And since it is sure to have another body in the next birth, either material or spiritual, there was no cause for lamentation by Arjuna on the account of death, neither for Bhishma nor for Drona, for whom he was so much concerned. Rather, he should rejoice for their changing bodies from old age to new ones, thereby regenerating their energy. Such changes of body account for varieties of enjoyment or suffering, according to one's work in life. So Bhishma and Drona, being noble souls, were surely going to have spiritual bodies in the next life, or at least life in heavenly bodies for superior enjoyment of material existence. So in either case, there was no cause for lamentation. Any man who has perfect knowledge of constitution of individual soul, the super soul, and nature, both material and spiritual, is called a dhira, or a most sober man. Such a man is never deluded by the changes of the body. The Mayavadi theory of oneness of spirit soul cannot be entertained on the ground that the spirit soul cannot be cut into pieces as a fragmental portion. Such cutting into different individual souls would make the supreme cleavable or changeable, against the principle of the supreme souls being unchangeable. As confirmed in Gita, the fragmental portions of the supreme exist eternally, sanatana, and are called kshara. That is, they have a tendency to fall down into material nature. These fragmental portions are eternally so, and even after liberation, the individual soul remains the same, fragmental. But once liberated, he lives an eternal life in bliss and knowledge with the personality of Godhead. The theory of reflection can be applied to the super soul, who is present in each and every individual body, and is known as the Paramatma. He is different from the individual living entity. When the sky is reflected in water, the reflections represent both the sun and the moon and the stars also. The stars can be compared to the living entities and the sun or the moon to the Supreme Lord. The individual fragmental spirit soul is represented by Arjuna, and the Supreme Soul is the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. They are not on the same level, as it will be apparent in the beginning of the 4th chapter. If Arjuna is on the same level with Krishna and Krishna is not superior to Arjuna, then their relationship of instructor and instructed becomes meaningless. If both of them are deluded by the illusory energy, Maya, then there is no need of one being the instructor and the other the instructed. Such instruction would be useless because in the clutches of Maya, no one can be an authoritative instructor. Under the circumstances, it is admitted that Lord Krishna is the Supreme Lord, superior in the position to living entity, Arjuna, who is a forgotten soul, deluded by Maya. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanasalakaya Chakshurum Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Katham Him Jatati Swapadantika. Vandeham Shri Purushilta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Shya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sah Shri Vishaka Amritam Shya Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarane Vancha Kalpatarabhyasya Kripasindhu Devasya Patitanam Bhavane Vaishnave Namo Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Tapta Kanchana Gaurani Radhe Visavaneshwari Shabhanasute Devi Pranamami. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna everyone. Dehinosmin yata dehe Kaumaram Yavanam Jara Tata Dehantara Praptir Dhiras Tatra Namayati. There are many important verses in Bhagavad Gita, and I like this very much, and also find this is very important in order to understand all the remaining verses of Bhagavad Gita. About the 700 verses of Bhagavad Gita, none of the verses is secondary. None of the verses is second priority. Every verse is valuable. Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita when Arjuna was in the battlefield. When there is a war, we can understand how the circumstances will be, how the situations will be. Everything is tensed up. Everyone is eager to see how they can win the battle. But when Arjuna was very compassionate, by this war, the opposition will be killed. And they are my relatives, my friends, my guru. So he was bewildered. In that case of emergency, Lord Sri Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita. May I ask everyone to come a little forward because there is a lot of space here.
Bishop.
You can come here so that we can help others who can go in the back. Kapil Prabhu, is everything arranged or shall we give 2 minutes time? Everything is out. Sorry. Mataji also can come forward, please. This is going to be a very interesting subject because we are talking about us. Deha means body. And this body is transforming, going through a lot of transformations, which we have already witnessed. Maybe child would not have, but we have seen that how our body has changed from boyhood, or I don't know, there's a word equivalent in child, girlhood, I don't know, but childhood, youth. So we can see that the body has been changing, but if we ask whose body, we say it is I. Isn't it? If I am saying that whose body is changing, we would say it's my body. If we ask who is getting old, it will say I am getting old. It's very tricky. Is the body getting old or am I getting old?
Body is
But then when we are saying I am getting old, you should say the body is getting old. Isn't it? No? Hare Krishna, everyone with me? So when we are saying who is getting old, are we saying that I am getting old or my body is getting old? We usually say, hey, I am getting old. I have grey hair or no hair. And if we are saying who is a boy here, they say I am a boy. So it's very, very difficult to understand, am I this body or am I something else other than this body? But is it so important to know? In fact, it is very, very important. Because when we do not identify ourselves, we have what is called identity crisis. Isn't it? If I don't know who I am, then I don't know what I should do. And when I don't know what I should do, I won't get what I need. So it's very important. When we all of us want happiness, we should first understand who am I. And when we are searching for happiness, we are doing so many things. What is the guarantee that this will give happiness? We have been trying so many things in our life. We did so many things for happiness. No? How many of you can join me hands saying, yes, I did try many things in my life for being happy? All of us. Even if a person is doing something not to be happy, he will get happiness if it happens. Well, it's even a smart way, right? The chances of being happy, if you want to be happy, is very less compared to the chances of being happy when you are unhappy. That's why, it's a little tricky. So is this the way that what kinds of activities can lead us to what is very important? Just like during our school days, we thought studies is the best thing. If I do study, then I get good marks. If I get good marks, I get good grades. And grades means good placement, good job, good settlement. There are so many people who are there already. Isn't it? There are already so many in the market who have done that. Please don't interview them. Are you happy? They will say, hey, I am fine. If you ask anyone in the world, very few will say that I am not fine. Most of the answers we get is, if you ask your manager how are you, he'll say fine. If you ask your friend, depends how close he is, you say, hey, I am fine. When you see in front of the mirror your own face, you say, hey, some hair is gone, some wrinkles have come, but I am fine. So we have been in the business of comforting us, saying that I am fine. The scriptures are saying that luckily we are not this body, which means the body that is changing, The body that is undergoing these changes, it is not me. How nice it is. The only thing is we have to believe it. When we are saying that this is the body that is changing, no, we say this is my body, that's why I should take care. Isn't it? How many of us accept that yes, taking care of body, mind is very important? All of us. That's why we take to healthy habits, we take good food, we take nice, very nice rest. So nice, thinking that is my energy pill. But are we taking care of the real self, who I am, which is the spirit soul? I don't know what food that soul needs. I don't know. I've been thinking, okay, if I eat good food, the body is maintained. If I do some yoga, the mind is maintained. What about the soul? Does the soul really need to be maintained? Anyone? Feel free to add on. Do we need to take care of soul?
Of course.
Why?
Because the soul is our feelings, our emotions, or everything.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Anyone else? Do you need to take care of soul?
Yeah,
Why?
because it's the main, like it's the part of my, like not part, but it's the living being which is to be cared.
It is the living being to be taken care. Which living being?
It is the energy which is giving us.
It is the energy. You have to take care of energy.
No, not the energy, but giving him like.
You have to give energy to the soul.
No, food
You have to give food to the soul. Why?
to have energy.
To have energy. Which means the soul drains its energy. Thank you.
I think our soul is covered with so many coverings because of our consciousness or our impure thoughts. So we have to take care to kind of remove those coverings so we realize it.
So which means you are not taking care of soul, but you are taking care of soul, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Someone raised hand there. Yeah.
We should take care of our soul because when we die, that's the only thing that remains.
Can you be a little louder?
We should take care of our soul because when someone dies, that's the only thing that remains.
Okay. Okay, so Prabhu in the back he says, yes, we should take care of the soul because when the body is gone, the soul remains. Right?
Yeah.
But why should we take care of soul when it remains? Because if body, we are taking care of body because we don't want the body to become old. Right? We want that body to be very, very active, very, very strong. It helps us so that we can go somewhere. Right? But the soul doesn't change. Nayanam chindanti shastrani, nayanam dahati pavakaha. So the soul is not at all affected. We cannot break it into pieces, we cannot burn it, we cannot put it in the water, and nothing happens to the soul. So, amazing, right? Why should we take care of the soul then? Just because it is left? Yes, mother.
Because we are souls, and actually we are souls, living a part of God, and our soul is a part of God.
Very good. Because we are souls, so we have to take care. If we are body, we are taking care of body, isn't it? Yeah. If we are mind, we are taking care of mind problems. But indeed, when we are soul, we have to take care of the soul. And the next question is why? Yeah, you would like to say?
What is the definition of a soul?
Perfect. We come to that. We come to that. Why do we want to take care of the soul? Because I am soul, so I take care of the soul. Why?
To make faster development.
To make development. What do you mean by development?
Learning,
Learning,
recognizing,
accepting, believing. Yes, please.
Trusting,
Expanding, going beyond. Okay. Loving. So you would like to be. Yeah, please. Get back.
Because if I don't take care of myself as a soul, I would be forever trapped in the cycle of life and birth and death.
So this Sriman is saying that if I take care of the soul, what happens?
If I don't take care of myself as a soul, then I will be forever trapped in the cycle of life, birth, death.
Okay. So he's saying that if I do not care the needs of the soul, then I will be trapped in this cycle of birth and death. That is the secret. We want to be eternally blissful. As I said, everyone raise your hands that we want to be happy. Isn't it? When we want to be happy, we need to find a solution. What is the solution? Just how careful we are to take care of the body, mind, and now the soul. Soul is the real self. When we are saying that this hand is my hand, this head is my head, this legs are my legs, that I or mine, what we are saying, that is the soul. And that soul is full of consciousness. And this soul is full of consciousness, but just when a fire is covered by a damp cloth, or damp cloth, very thick cloth, you can't see the fire. So this body is actually covering us so that we start tending to believe that I am this body. That's why we say that I am getting old. And then we are confused sometimes. Is it I means the soul, or is I means the mind, or is I means body? In Sanskrit, Atma can be used also for the soul and also as the body or mind. Why? Because it's very, very sensitive, because it's not so easy to understand. That's why the Lord is saying, Dehinosmin yata dehe. He's saying, this body is transforming. Kaumaram yavvanam jara. Tata dehantara. After we give up this body, Tata dehantara prapti. Dhiras tatra mohyati. He's saying that, but the soul is not changing, but the soul is only taking a new body. Right? If you see our photos of when we were 5 years old, 10 years old, 20, 30, 50, 40, we see there is a lot of changes. These changes are only to the body. The soul is always energetic because it's full of consciousness. That's why if someone is telling, hey, you got old, immediately we don't think, hey, I am old, because our soul is not getting old. It is only the body is getting old. Just like the dress. On 31st of December, if I bought a very good suit, 1st of January it is 1 day old. 2nd of January, 2 days old. Isn't it? But the person who is wearing, is he getting old? Oh yes, he is also getting old. No, it is the body that is getting old. Why? Because the spirit soul is not getting old. Why? Because the spirit soul is eternal, fragmental part of the Supreme Lord. So the spirit soul will never perish. So which means that even after one dies, the soul is there. Which means we are still there. And a person who is very, very sober, the person who has a clarity of this, he is not affected. Usually we see someone in our life that someone is left us, someone passed away, then we feel so much painful. Oh, this person left, passed away, died. Arjuna is very much concerned because if this war happens, if the battle happens, then his teachers, Drona, will be killed. Bhishma, his own relative, will be killed. Huh? So he was very, very compassionate and he was saying that, oh. But Krishna is saying, don't worry. Because Drona and Bhishma, they are already very old, already aged. Huh? If they die, what will happen? They are going to get new body. Just like if this kurta is, if the dress is torn, Krishna is saying, don't lament, you will get a new one. He is saying, if Drona and Bhishma, if they are killed in the battle, which can happen, don't worry because they are already old. We know what are the problems we have in the old age, isn't it? What are the problems in old age? Many. And he is saying, don't worry, you are getting a new body. They will get a new body, or they get even spiritual body. They are getting freedom. They get liberated. But what is important? They can either get a body that they can enjoy in heaven, or they can get a body, a spiritual body. They can go back to Vaikuntha, go back to the spiritual world. What decides this? What decides what body one gets?
The consciousness at the time of death.
The consciousness at the time of death, okay? Yeah. Our karma, what is it? What does it mean by karma? What is karma, Krish? Or, yeah?
Depends on our good deeds or what you have done in your life.
What you have done in your life?
Or in your lifetime.
Previous life.
In your previous lives or in this life, what you did? Okay.
I think karma is something that you know that it's not good and you're doing.
Okay. Fine. Yeah, please. Of course, the question is not about karma. What makes you to go high or below? Yeah. What makes you get spiritual body? What makes you get material body?
I think it depends on the fact what you have done before or what you plan to do afterwards. What is most important is how surrendered you are to Guru and Karma.
So, very high philosophy. Let's pick some other answer. Yes, please. Anyone in the back? So the activities what we do decides our destination, isn't it? If I studied very hard in an engineering subject, then the chances of becoming a doctor is very less, right? The chances of becoming an engineer is high. The chances of becoming a scientist is high. Of course, some are there who can do a dual course, but gold medalist, double gold medalist, we are tired. But so what we do is what we can get. So it depends on what work we do. If you do good, no, you don't accept.
You need to pray, right?
Sorry?
You need to pray.
But if you pray and don't do anything, what will happen?
Maybe it's more powerful than doing something. The prayer is very powerful.
The prayer is also work you do.
Right. Okay. Maybe. Fine for me.
So, and another interesting thing is there is not a moment that we can live without doing anything.
I did, yes.
We cannot think of any moment not doing anything.
Right. I agree.
We are doing something or the other. Even if we are not doing, our mind is doing. Our consciousness is absorbed in doing something. So it's very important to understand that the activities of what we do today will decide our future. Now let's not be scared of, because we have already done so many things in the past. So what will happen? isn't it? I know how bad I was. I have done so many things. There's a word called sin. I think all of us are familiar. What is a sin? The result of doing something wrong is a sin. In various religions we come across this word slightly different, but the point is that when we commit sin, then we'll have to go through that. We have to face the effect of it. What do we do? If we commit a sin, what is that we do? We do penance. We do prayashchitta, atonement. When we do atonement, what can happen? We purify the sin, but our propensity to commit sin doesn't get purified. Which means, if I steal something, I'll be put in a jail. Whether I go myself into a jail or someone does, I'm in a jail. But if I do not understand what mistake I have done, genuinely, that yes, I made a mistake, I should not do it, next time I will not do it, yes. But as soon as you go out of the jail, hands are again itching to steal something. Isn't it? So prayashchitta can help to some extent, only to feel, okay, I have made something wrong, now I have to be careful. But what gives us the strength to overcome that? This is what we will discuss today. So this was just an introduction of the session today. Now we get into the topic. There's a wonderful story in Srimad Bhagavatam. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it's a Mahapuran which has 10 subjects. Atra Sargo Visargasya, and then Sthanam Poshanam Utaya, Manvantar Ishanukataya, Nirodha Ashraya. So these are 10 subjects which are covered in Srimad Bhagavatam. We are talking about 6th canto, the starting. Sukadeva Goswami when he is saying, this is talking about sthanam. It is very important because we have been committing so many, or at least I can say, I have been committing so many sins, and I would like to find a way out how I can be free from it. One thing is atonement, but there is a danger that we have been doing it, cleaning and again committing, and cleaning and again committing. So how can we get rid of this problem? How can we get rid of it?
Try to see it.
Try to see what?
See what the problem is.
Try to see what is the problem, and then
fix it.
And
If
fix
it's
it.
fixable.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you. Yes. Yeah, you want to say something?
Yeah. First of all, to what he also said.
Sorry?
What also he said first is the recognition.
Sorry, say again.
The recognition of the problem at first.
Okay.
And then how you fix it, I would say, first of all, you should compensate to who you do harm.
Okay.
Because it's the effect what you have also done.
Okay.
And then it's committing yourself not to do that again.
Okay.
Because it's a learning process.
Very good. So what you are saying is we find what is the problem, and as you said, we want to fix it. The approach is like, first of all, we go and apologize to the person whom we are hurting, and then we try to avoid it by not doing it. Okay? Yes, please.
I have a question. How would I know my karma is correct or wrong? For my soul, it would be correct, but for others, it would be wrong.
Okay. Okay. The question is, how do we know that am I doing right? Right? This is the question. Because I thought, every one of us thought that I am doing right, otherwise we will not do it. Right?
but for me, my karma is for my soul. But it could be that my actions could be hurting the other soul. And
Yeah,
then
fine.
the karma.
Yeah. So a thief also thinks that what he is doing is correct. Isn't it? A thief will justify why he is stealing. Right? The thief is always saying, yeah, the one who has created atom bomb, he is justifying why he created. A person who is like Osama bin Laden, he is trying to justify why he has done. It is dharma yuddha, right? Jihad, right? I don't know, sorry. Truth, yeah. So everyone justifies what he is doing, but the truth doesn't change. The truth is always one, the absolute truth. The absolute truth is spoken by, not an individual, by the Lord. The Lord is saying what is the right thing to do, what is the wrong thing. And when we do that, then we are doing right. Just like if, one second, if the government is saying don't steal, rob, right? The government is having a law. And when we transgress the law, then we are punished. When we follow the law, then we are rewarded. Yes, please.
You just said that it's basically a law type of situation though. But first of all, what I can't find it, but as far as I'm concerned, dharma, as far as I'm concerned, is situation based.
So now the question is, how do you define dharma based on your opinion?
Yeah.
This is the question that gentleman was asking, because for him dharma is something, and for you the dharma is something, and for me the dharma is something. If we create our own dharma, yeah, then what is the truth? Everyone here has his own definitions of dharma. What is truth? Then we start fighting, right? Just imagine, lock the door, and then we'll start proving my dharma is correct. So someone is already locking the door, by the way. Isn't it? Otherwise we don't sleep in the night, right? Because we have been believing what I'm doing is right. That's why we are able to sleep peacefully at home. Right? Otherwise we would always, as you said, my opinion or my dharma is to take care of my family. My dharma is to make sure that I don't harm others. My dharma is that I be productive to the country. My dharma is, everyone has his definition of dharma. And Krishna is saying, Sarva dharma parichancha mamekam sharanam vraja. Give up all these kind of so-called your dharmas aside and just accept me, then everything is taken care of. What is the proof? What is the proof for that? Srimad Bhagavatam. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, which is Sthanam and then Poshanam, this is telling about taking shelter. Because in the 5th canto, chapter 26, there is a whole description of what kinds of hells are there in this creation. Now, who wants to listen about hells? No one of us, right? But just for some fun, let's go through few kinds of hells. See, someone is having maja from that. I'll just speak few because we have very less time. Oh, 26. I think you may know already these things. By the way, how do we get into these spaces? It is said that the actions what we do decides where we go. Yeah. If we do good things, we go to higher planets. If we do bad things, we go to lower planets. If we do something out of passion, just normal things, then we are enjoying in this material world forever. If someone wants to enjoy this world forever, they can continue doing what they are doing now. No, not too bad. The first hell is called Tamishra. Tamishra is a hell if one approaches another wife or another children or money. What does it mean? if I am desiring for someone else's wealth, it is not my money, but I want your, this is robbing and stealing, then they can go, or they will go to Tamishra. And what is the punishment? That's what, I mean, I don't want to scare anyone, just want to give, as I said, the books are there with the knowledge, we have to understand it. What happens is he is chastised, beaten and starved of food and water. Sometimes he faints. That's okay. The next one is Andhatamishra. Slyly cheating another man and enjoying his wife and children. What will happen? He is thrown down. Full of pain, he loses consciousness and sight. His condition is like a tree cut at the root. And then the Raurava. Committing violence against other living entities to maintain his family by thinking in terms of me and mine. What will happen? The living beings that were injured by him becomes Rurus, means animals. Whom we have tortured, they will torture us. Anyway, I don't want to go. It's quite ugly, right? Huh? Very bad. So what can we do? Do we have any hope? Because I have been conditioned so much, doing so many things. I have been thinking that my life is going to be very smooth and happy, and we have been doing so many things. So Sukadeva Goswami is telling to Parikshit Maharaj that there is a well-known story, and this story is about a Brahman, about a person who is of very good qualities. And this Brahman, what he did is something abominable. What he did is that when his father said, please go to the forest and get some wood, when he went, when he was coming back, he saw partners enjoying sex. And seeing that, he got so much affected. And then he came back, he desired for that prostitute. He sent his wife from his home, he pushed all his children away, and then he started living with this prostitute, and he was maintaining the prostitute by robbing, by stealing, with all kinds of whatever things that are not dharmic, he did it. Yeah, his name is Ajamil. So Sukadeva Goswami is telling the story of Ajamil. Ajamil is a Brahmin who is, we know who is a Brahmin. Brahmin is well charactered. He understands Shastras, he understands who is I am, what is the person and everything. He knows everything. But in spite of that, when he came across this scene, that he got disturbed. We may study a lot. We may want to be in the mode of goodness. We want to live a very healthy life. But situations in our life, because we are in a 21st century, is always disturbing, right? Someone will say, I am very much disciplined. I am trying my hard, but you know what? Some disturbance or the other is coming in, then I am affected. So, then what happened? Then what happened is, this Ajamil, he did every kind of sin, but very surprisingly, he didn't go to any of these hells. In fact, when he died, the Yamadutas, the staff members of the hell, they came to pick him. There were 3. Just when this man who became 88 years old, after committing all sins and etc., he had sons, and in that the last son, he named his name as Narayana, which is the name of the Lord. Usually when we have children, we give them names which are divine, because by calling that we become benefited. So here, this Ajamil, the old man, he became very, very weak, but he was very much affectionate to this youngest son whose name is Narayan. Why? Because we know when children are very small, when they speak with broken words and very nice speed, as if like they don't know how to walk, they don't know how to talk, and we feel so sweet, nice, and we always want to hug them. So this old man, Ajamil, what did he do? He was calling this boy, Narayan, every time. Narayan, did you eat? Narayan, did you have water? Can you get me water? In that way he has been calling Narayan. What is so special? What is so special of this name is when the Yamadutas came, the messengers from the hell, 3 came to pick him up because they saw he has committed all kinds of sins. He has committed all sins, and then he is definitely, there is no question. Just imagine if you go to a court, there is a case, one is convicted, and then there is a court case going on and on. No, here it is very clear. This old man, he committed all kinds of sins. It is said that even if we do one, we have to at least go to hell for even some time and then come back. So he has done so many, so there is a very likelihood he has to stay there for a long time. So when Yamadutas came, they were ready to hold him. Then there were 4 Vishnu Dutas who came. The Vishnu Dutas are the messengers from the spiritual world. It's amazing. Because the Yamadutas were saying, hey, we have never seen such great effulgent. They have 4 hands and they are so special. They have come here. And these Vishnu Dutas stopped the Yamadutas. Leave him here. He said that you cannot drag Ajamil to hell. What are you doing? And then the Yamadutas replied saying that, this person has committed so many sins and he is destined to go to hell. Why? Then the Vishnu Dutas asked, I am really surprised how you are deciding that. How can you say that this person has to go to hell? Can you tell me what is the definition of dharma? What is the definition of adharma? When they are asking this question, right? Someone said dharma and adharma. This is the question that was asked. Can you say the meaning of dharma and adharma? What is the process of punishment? And who should be punished? Who should be punished? And then Yamadutas, they are replying. What is dharma first? He says, dharma means that which is prescribed in Vedas. That is dharma. It is not that what comes to me as correct is not dharma. Because we are humans, we have imperfections. We may not think perfectly. We may think our best, but we know how many mistakes we commit. Because human are, err, right? To err is human. We are prone to commit mistakes. So how can we say guaranteedly that what I think is the right dharma? That which is prescribed in Vedas is dharma, and that which is not prescribed in Vedas is adharma. This is clear? And then he says, what is the process of punishment? It is said the proportion to the adharma and dharma, one must suffer or enjoy the corresponding reactions in his next life. What is it? What is the process? At the end of our life, there is a calculation that is done. How much have we done good? How much have we done bad? There is no, what is 10 minus 5?
5.
What is 10 minus 5? Again, what is 10 minus 5? 10 minus 5 is 10 minus 5, which means you have to enjoy 10 things what you did good You have to suffer 5 things what you have done. It is not that, okay, if I do something great, that will counteract what I am doing. So this is the process of punishment. It is not that I have killed 10 people, I will erect a big temple. No. So this is what the Yamadutas are saying. The process is, everything is calculated. Based on that, you can go to heaven or hell, but you have to enjoy the good and the bad. And then he says, the candidates for punishment. Who are the candidates for punishment? Who are the candidates for punishment? Are those who are confirmed by their witness to have performed adharma. So one who has taken the path of irreligion, they have to be punished. And the process is clear. Now, I don't know what you did at your home, right? Yeah, I don't know. Huh? How do I know? What did you do? Because what is required to punish is facts, right? It's not just feeling. It's not just thought. It is a fact. Who is the witness? The scriptures are saying. The scriptures are saying Surya Agni. Suryo Agni Kham Maruddeva Soma Sandhya Hani Disha Kam Kuh Swayam Dharma Iti Hi Ete Dahiyasya Sakshina. So what are the witnesses? Sun, fire, sky, air, demigods, moon, evening, day, night, directions are witnesses. Now, how can we escape from these things? The sky is witnessing everything what we are doing. The sun is witnessing what we are doing, isn't it? The moon is witnessing what we are doing in the night. There are so many agents of the Lord which is observing us 24/7. Now we have to be more careful, isn't it? We have been thinking, hey, no one is seeing, as long as no one sees, that doesn't go into the register. The register is clean, right? There is no 10, no minus, no 5. Everything is clean. No. Everything is registered, and through this proper process, accordingly one is punished. So the present what we do determines our future. Right? What we are doing now will decide our future. So Yamaraj, he's saying, Yamaraj follows the super soul. Yeah? So anyway, to cut short. So here it says further that this is the process. So the Jiva is, or the living entity is enjoying with 16 elements. Yeah? How are we enjoying? With our hands, with our minds, with our senses, everything. So he is entrapped like a silkworm. Do we know a silkworm gets trapped in a cocoon? We know that? Right? A silkworm, it wants to come out of this cocoon that which is covered. It wants to come out of it. But it doesn't know how in that business it ties itself so strong that it dies. We as the soul want to come out of this, but we don't know how. That's why we are doing so many gymnastics. We are doing that, we are doing this. No, not real gymnastics. We are doing all kinds of feats, like in a circus. If someone is saying, we tell in the circus, there is a ring man says, hey, lion, jump, it will jump. Elephant, lift your hand, legs. So we are also trying to do so many things so that we can get some food. If the animals are not given food in circus, they will not do anything. So we are also doing that. So in that way, we are entrapped. So in that way, one is forced to do all kinds of things. So this is what the Yamadutas are saying. Yeah? What is dharma? And what is adharma? Who are punished? How are they punished? Where are they punished? That is the class, half of the class. Because I don't want to send you with very sad, all suffering. No, I want to send with something good news. Everyone ready? No? No enthusiasm? No? Come on. Let's see. So, the Yamaduta are saying that, you know what, this Ajamil is in contact with a prostitute. All his dealings are not dharmic. And that's why he should come with us, we should take him to the hell, we should give him royal treatment with all kind of treatments what are required. Sometimes he has to be thrown into the well, dark well. Sometimes he is pierced by spears. Sometimes he has to hug a big pillar of fire, iron. So all this kind of, don't get scared. This is the treatment. So to enjoy the prostitute, he gave up his wife. He earned money by improper means and used it to maintain this prostitute's sons and daughters. And this is very, very wrong. So he led a sinful life. He did not undergo atonement. Prayashchit didn't happen. So now, Vishnu Dutas, after hearing all this, what did Vishnu Duta do is, they didn't say, oh, you are doing correct. We didn't know this. No. They said, we know very well, but you don't know something which is very important. And that is our save. If you want to save ourselves from, do I have a question? You're sleeping?
Meditation.
Meditating. He said, he's expert, Vishnu Dutas chastise the Yamudas because they are expert in logic. This appears like, yes, correct, right? If you do adharma, that's fine. All these things are like, but they started saying, you know what? Adharma in a dharma place. Whatever you are telling is not correct. Why? Because the case is already won by us. So nice, right? The case is already won by us because we are going to take him to Vaikunth. Then this puzzled Yamadutas. Why? Because as a king should protect the child. The father should protect the child. And in that way everyone should protect. So you should also protect. And Vishnu Dutas said, you know what? Ajamil has atoned millions of lifetimes of sin. Not in that life, because we are only seeing in that life, na? He got affected from prostitute and all. But he has atoned millions of sins committed. Yeah. Yeah. But how? Yeah. How? He says further, just by chanting the name of Narayan in a helpless condition, just by chanting the name of the Lord, what happened? Ajamil, who has committed all kinds of irreligious things, were cleansed already. So when we talk about Prayashchitta, the Prayashchitta, as you were saying, we can go, we can sincerely apologize for what we made. But we can see here by just taking the name of the Lord, what happens? Because I know that I have done something wrong to you, but I don't know that I have done something wrong to him, or to him, or to him. But how do I atone that? I don't know. Isn't it? If I know I am able to go and approach, Prabhu, I think I have done something wrong, please forgive me. Please forgive me. When he forgives, then I am free. But when he doesn't forgive me, then what happens? What is the next move? Take the shelter of the holy name. When we take to the name of the Lord, when we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, loudly and clearly, that nothing else enters into our mind, then what happens? Here we have a proof. Ajamil's all the sins are atoned. Chanting the holy name is the best process. This is what is said by Vishnu Dutas. He says even that one remembers the Lord's qualities. Chanting is so powerful. By chanting, everything is included. Just by chanting. Chanting is effective irrespective of circumstances and intention. What does it mean? Huh? Even if I am not pure, how many of us are impure? Still, by chanting we can become pure. It's not that let me become pure then chant. Isn't it? Sometimes we ask this question, can I do japa? Because my hands are not clean, my mind is not clean, my heart is not clean. That is why you have to chant. Isn't it? Usually we think that chanting is after we come to a pure state. How can we come to pure state? By chanting. Why? Because scriptures are saying, it is saying, Sanketyam, Parihasyam va. Even if by joking you say Krishna, if his name is Krishna and I am making fun of him, hey Krishna, you are a fool. Finish. Even that is also already chanting. Stobam, Hedanam eva. While indicating someone else or by joking for music entertainment, if someone is saying Hare, because if you do Harinam on the street, right, someone is saying, hey, this crazy guy is Hare, 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 what are you doing? Even if they say one time Hare like that, all the sins are cleared. Vaikunta Nama Grahanam, chanting the holy name of the Lord, Asesaga Haram Vidu, destroys one's unlimited sins and desires. We can not only atone the sins, but also the desires that are not good. Advanced transcendentalists know this. This is what Vishnu Duttas are telling to Yamadutas. Don't you know this? Don't you know this? Amazing, right? Amazing. The power of the holy name is so powerful that however we do, it is so powerful. Chanting in conditions beyond one control, it is said, it is very powerful. So in that way, when one does the chanting, what is happening? It destroys the root of the sins. Not only the sins, not only the effect of the sin, but the root. So for that, two analogies are given, and I'll close from there. It is said, a fire burns dry grass, right? So the holy name of the Lord, whether chanted knowingly or unknowingly, burns to ashes, without fail, all the sinful reactions. Amazing, right? In Kali Yuga, what else can we do? Sit in a place, do japa, right? Very nice. By chanting loudly, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. What is happening? All the sins are removed. Another example is medicine. If you take medicine, whether you know the power of it or not, it will work. Isn't it? The medicine does its job, even if you do not know how. So in that way, the holy name, come on, what are you telling? Does the name have so much power? Don't worry, try. If you don't believe it, no worries, try it. We may think, hey, how can we, how can a name, how can a word can do so much? These are not ordinary words, these are really names of the Lord. And the names of the Lord are not different from His form, His activities, His pastimes. Which means we can have direct access to the Supreme Personality of Godhead and ask forgiveness. We can thank Him. We can seek His blessings. We can get strength. Everything we can do with only one thing in our life. What is that? Chanting the holy name of the Lord. In every religion we can see that the name of the Lord is to be taken. Why? Because that has the power that can free us from suffering, what can happen in future. Not only that, it helps us not to commit any mistake in future. That way we can attain the goal of our life. Till now we know how to take care of our body, mind, and how can we take care of our soul? By chanting the name of the Lord loudly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank you. 6. Eine Frage ist möglich oder spät? Ist schon fertig. Aber ich hoffe, alle Fragen schon beantwortet. Aber sonst kann ich direkt melden. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Danke. Prabhupada ki
Jai.